So I'm going to show you how to make this crochet top that I found on Pinterest. So we're going to make this top. It's a really cute and simple pattern. Well, I think it is. But yeah, you're going to do it with me because yeah, I'm freehanding it and I'm going to show you how you can freehand it too. So enjoy. So what you'll need is this sadness tin or tyne yarn. I got it from Net, which is a little yarn shop in Teddington, in London, but I really recommend going to that yarn store or even their online shop. I'll link it in the description, but you'll need also a 1.75mm crochet hook. And here's just me trying to give you a little up close of the details of the yarn. But to get started, you're going to So we are gonna go into that first stitch. So we're gonna first actually chain two, and then we're gonna go into that very first stitch with a double crochet, and then we are gonna chain two, one, two, and then you're gonna skip two stitches, and then in that third stitch you are gonna make another V stitch, which is a double crochet. So that's yarn around through and then catch and pull through, so you have 3 loops, and then yarn around, catch, pull through 2 loops. Then you chain 1 and then do another double crochet, and then that's your second V stitch. And also in that first stitch I did a chain 3 or chain 2 if I can remember correctly, because that makes a space for a double crochet, so that's why we only did 1 to start with. Then we just chain 2 now, and we are doing the next V stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet again. Now you're going to chain 2 and continue this V stitching and chaining 2 in between, like for the rest of the rows. I'm just quickly going to give you a little up close of the stitch, just to be extra confident that you know the baseline of the stitch. So we're doing a double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet again to create that V, and then you're going to chain 2 and then just continue that for the rest of the row. However, this foundation row does come across a little bit like flimsy and like twirly, but that's okay. It will sort itself out, and once you've worked the rest of, like, made it longer, you know. And then you're also going to want to make sure that your chain is divisible by 3, since we're working with like 3. So I did 100 and I think it was 121 or 123 stitches. I can't really remember, but I'm not being too precise on the stitch measuring because, again, this is a freehand and everyone's stitches will vary. So I'm basically just doing a standard how-to. And then now I'm going to show you row 2, and you can see the little twist I was telling you about. So to start row 2, we're going to chain 4. 3, 4. Then you're going to flip your work around. And we're going to go into that very first stitch. So that chain 4 actually counts as the length of a double crochet plus the chain 1. But we're now going to go into that very first stitch and do a double crochet. And then we're going to chain 1 and then move on to the next gap and do another V-stitch in that V that we did in the previous row. So it's actually a really simple pattern. Yeah, and I hope that this explanation kind of shows you how to do it. But like you can see how the stitch is forming. But the second row does differ from the first in the fact that we are not chaining 2 in between each V. We're now only chaining 1. So now we're going to start with our next V stitch. So basically you're making V stitches in the V stitch to work the V stitch in the next round. So that's how the pattern works. It's really simple. But anyway, you're now going to continue with this pattern at the end of each row, chaining 4 and then flipping your work around and going to that very first stitch and just continuing the pattern. And you're going to make it long enough until it fits you. However long you want it, then again it varies for everyone. But here I'm just showing you kind of what the pattern looks like once you have done all your rows. I'm just gonna do one more row with you before I let you go and do the rest yourself. So it's chain 4, flip your work around. Remember chain 4 to cover the length of a double crochet and plus a chain 1. And then flip your work around and do a double crochet in that very first stitch. Then chain 1 and then go into that V again with a double crochet to make and a chain 1 and another double crochet to make that V. So I'll meet you once we've done that.
$46.
Yes. Okay, so once you have your 2 panels, one for the front panel and then one for the back, it's pretty much the same. Well, it is the same. So what you're going to do is you're going to take what you have there, like for your FYI, I've done 46 rows. And then what you're going to do is you're going to line both your rows up and you're just going to simply single crochet down the side, both sides of your work. Like you're going to make single crochet down that side and single crochet down this side. But I'm just quickly going to show you what I'm going to do. So it's just going to be like that and then catch and pull through. Or you can slip stitch, either or. I think I'm just going to go through the front loops of every stitch because I kind of don't think I want the line of having the yarn on the other side. It like leaves a big fat seam. But if you crochet into the actual stitches, you will be left with no problem. So here you just catch. It might take a little bit longer, but I think good things take time. So you catch and pull through. It's just normal single crochet. Okay, so here you can see where I've done both the seams, so the top is now inside out. So what we're going to do now is, okay, you can see I've crocheted down there at the bottom. So here is this is where our chain is. I've ended there. So while I'm at it, I'm actually just going to end up doing the flowery bits or like the frilly bits for the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip my work inside out like that. So I'll be crocheting, like the stitch will be facing like the right way around. And I'm just going to start with the frilly bits. And what I think I'm going to do for that is, I think I'm going to do 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, 3 half double crochet, 4 half double crochet, 5 half double crochet, and then 6 half double crochet. Now maybe we go 5. We go 5 half double crochet, skip that stitch, go into the next stitch and slip stitch, and then start again in the next stitch. I'll just show you up close. Okay, so for the frilly bit, it is, so I've just done one little frill there, and it's yarn around your needle through the stitch, pull through all 3 loops. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're gonna slip stitch into that next gap and then start again, half double crochets, 5 half double crochets. You're gonna do this around all the way the bottom of the top, and I'll meet you once we've done that. Okay, so you can see here are my side seams. So I've got one here and here. They were just under my armpits, like there, there and there. And okay, I want my straps to be here. So if you have stitch markers, get stitch markers and mark them, and then go and count that they're equal on both sides. So the length from each side is equal on both sides. Place your stitch markers. I don't have stitch markers, so I'm just gonna gauge it, and then choose the width of your strap. I want mine pretty thick, so I don't want mine quite wide. Okay, so you count from these, from the seam. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 these, and then I'm just gonna leave my needle in there, and you're gonna make a slip knot, and you're gonna have the slip knot on your needle. And we're gonna start with a standing double crochet. So put your slip knot, yarn around, hold it down, and go into that gap, and then you catch and pull through as if you're going to do a double crochet. Well, you are going to do a double crochet, but it's pretty easy. And then you carry on with the stitch, chain 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then flip your work around, and then repeat. So now you're going to do this until it's long enough, well, until the strap is long enough. So we're working with four stitches, and by the way, you can choose how many you want to work with. It doesn't have to be as many as I'm doing. And you flip your work around. So you could do 2, you can make it even thicker than me. It's completely up to you. And now you are going to repeat these rows until your strap is long enough. Then again, I don't think I should put in the exact amount of rows that I'm doing, because then again, everyone's different size, so it can vary. This is just a matter to show you how to freehand. Okay, so I'll meet you once I've done both straps, and then I think I'm just going to single crochet each strap to the back. Then again, you have to try on and see where you want your strap. But yeah. So I've done the straps now. There's 33 rows. What you're gonna do is you're gonna, okay, I've done this on the camera, you're gonna try it on and see how you want it, where you want it sewn. So for this one that I've done, on the seam, like the back seam, I've done 1, 2, I'm counting the V's, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. So from 11, and yeah, from 11 you crochet, I crochet inwards. So what that means is on this side I'm going to count 11 on the seam. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Just stick my needle there, and then I'm just gonna fold the strap over like that. And I'm just gonna single crochet the seam together. I'll show you how to do that. And you're just gonna take your strap and you're gonna fold it over and line it up. Okay, my stitch isn't starting there, so I'm just gonna have to flip it around and line that last stitch up with the 11th stitch. There we go. So you're just gonna single crochet that together like so. Pretty simple. Okay, so I actually changed it. I much prefer it like this. So I did, for the back I did 9 stitches, and then I started joining the strap to the back. So you can see they're not so in here, quite parallel. And that's what you want to say. But yeah, I'm happy with this. So now we're gonna start with the frills. It's basically exactly what we did for the bottom here. We're gonna do it around all the corners. So we're gonna go, well, not corners, all the edges. So we're gonna go around the neck and the back, and then each armhole, and then yeah, you're done. But I'm just gonna get you started on it. So we're gonna start with your slip stitch, and we're gonna start with a half standing double crochet. So get that slip stitch on your needle, catch the yarn around, and then we're gonna place our half double crochet, our standing half double crochet through that stitch there, through the middle stitch, and we're gonna pull through all 3 loops. So that's 1 half double crochet, 2, 3, 4, then you're gonna skip 1 stitch and then slip stitch into that gap, and then in the next stitch you're gonna start with your 5 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then slip stitch, skip a stitch and slip stitch, and in the next stitch start with your half double crochets. So you're going to carry on this on for the rest of the border, well, all 3 borders, the neckline and the arms. So yeah, I'll meet you once I've completed the top. Okay, so also this is the strap part, and obviously because there's a side, on the side there are no stitches besides when you did that chain, but so you're just gonna have to improvise stitches here, but yeah, it works pretty well as you can see. But yeah, you're just placing a stitch like based off what you think a stitch would be, like skip a stitch. Yeah, so basically on the straps, we're working with the side of a stitch. So I think you need to improvise stitches like I have here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, there is a chain every second row, but yeah. Then is skip a stitch, slip a stitch, and slip stitch, and then in the next stitch. Okay, here is the top done and dusted, but I'll show you once it's on. What I think I may have to do is snip the top at the sides just so that it's loose, like you can see that has no give. But if you like it like that, sure, but I don't know if I'll ruin it. I'll see where the seam lies once it's on. But yeah, this is it. So this is the top on. It's really cute. Yeah, so I actually think I will resort to cutting it on the side, but just not right now. I'm gonna wait until I get to the UK and I actually have some nifty scissors with me. But yeah, I think it's a bit big, eh?
Yeah, a little, but... Alright, ready, Olivia?
Ready, set, go!